right, here we go.
Yo.
Well, hello, everybody. It's a little different for the vocals today. We are going to introduce to you our we did a private one-shot recently between us, and we've decided that we liked it so much that we're going to introduce it as a recorded campaign for you all. The issue is we realized that we wanted to do this after we had finished the one-shot.
Yeah.
So we didn't record the first session. So we're going to do a recap for you about what happened during that one-shot, and we're going to have some of the people share their characters. And we're going to start with that. So if May would like to introduce their character to you, we'll start with May.
Yes, I am playing a young Harangan, however you say it, that goes by the name of Lix. And the entire party is convinced that she's insane.
And that's because of me! Boo! The one that on the one shot only Lynx could hear because I was her
Yes, her
imaginary friend. I'm all about fun, and so that makes me automatically the most fun character in the campaign.
All right. Later on, you'll get to hear us how we're going to help Boo become a player character rather than just an imaginary friend.
I'm the best, thank you.
Yes. Go ahead, Mosaic. Why don't you introduce your character?
My character is called Taki. Not really sure what he is, but
he's a walking, talking ginger root.
Yes.
Basically.
Okay, that works. That works.
Jingles.
He is a magical forest spirit that jingles each step he makes.
Yes.
And so Boo just calls him Jingly.
Okay.
He's the Jingly.
Is the jingle.
There were two other characters who joined us for the one shot, but sadly they're not with us at the time of recording, so they will have to introduce their characters next session. Again for you guys.
One of them left halfway, and another one is mom.
Yes. They have established that they are the campaign mom.
Well, that's kind of your fault.
It is.
That is
And you'll see why later, so stick around, Smile.
real. I didn't expect you all to embrace it that quickly, though.
Expected.
You're talking to literally the three most insane characters in the group.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Okay. So, instead of just me recapping everything, I am going to ask you guys for what you remember, and then I'll fill in what is said.
The things I remember are at the end. The things Boo remembers are at the end, because that was the fun part.
Okay.
Well, it started off by each of us having received a letter asking us to look for the fox in an inn.
I don't think an imaginary friend would have gotten one.
The imaginary.
You came along with me.
Yeah.
Yes. And that letter read as follows, and I scroll up to get it enough.
Do the funny.
Yeah, right. It's a lot of scroll.
I got it. Got it. Hello there again. Taskmaster here. Meet with Fox and the backs of the Royal Lioness in the town just outside the city of Solarium. The city's mayor is the person of interest, and as always, the Fox has the intel. May the gods be on your side in this mission. Did I
Okay.
read that
Yes.
correctly?
You did.
Yay!
So up until this point, all of these characters had been regularly getting letters from the master to take care of issues on their own that they could face. This was their first time seeing any of the other characters as they met with the Fox. And I believe a certain someone wasn't too much of a fan of the tattoo that the Fox had.
It was a fox chasing a rabbit and it moved. Of course I'd be offended.
That bunny must have mad endurance, though, to be able to outrun that long.
Yes. So as a part of this organization, most of the higher ups have the tattoo on their arm or their bicep rather. That will move, and they'll usually have their animal that they're called identified in that tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
But the Fox, who told them the three things they needed to accomplish as they went into the Lord's castle.
We were
Do we
to investigate the disappearance of missing women and children.
We were
Yes.
also to get dragon eggs and
Yes.
jewels, I think.
Yes. There was a rumor of dragon eggs that had gone missing and somehow had found themselves in his the Lord's lap in a way. As well as an uptick in his wealth that shouldn't have been as high as it was. And yes, the disappearances, especially the one of his own wife and daughter as well, were needing to be investigated. And so after the Fox gave them a bag of holding to bring the wealth back in, he sent them on his way to go talk with the deer in the city.
And
In
then
some place that was not called the Angel's Wing.
Yes, it was not called the Angel's Wing, but
Boo saw a castle, and so they went, "Yo, let's explore the castle. I want to find secret entrances and start shit." And then we got sidetracked for like 30 minutes. Not because we went to the castle, but mainly because the two characters that are not here just went without the three of us, and then we got lost.
Mhm.
You can't really say that though, because most of the sidetrack was Lix talking to Boo,
Yes.
except to all the other characters. Lix was talking to herself,
Yes.
so they kind of just let her be and followed her into the market while looking for a trench coat.
yes. Which they never found. They never found a trench coat. I don't know
No,
why.
I was very sad.
They did, however, find the celestial carriage goods store, which is where they were supposed to go. And they met with the deer, who also had her own moving tattoo on her arm of a deer grazing and moving around in a field. And she helped them get disguises to better go into and kind of stealth their way around the castle because of the banquet.
The plan had been to disguise us as guests of the banquet in the castle of the Lord.
Yes.
Yes. So we were committing legal break-in. Yay!
Yes, exactly. Lex got disguised as a young elven child. And was another character who is not present's daughter.
That's why they're mom.
Yes, that's why they ended up being mom. This disguise was carried out by a sort of magical potion that will wear off at dawn. And they took it at dusk.
In order to complement the disguises, we were sent into a back room to change clothes,
Yes.
where we discovered that Lix has no sense of modesty.
Yes. And also, Taki went as a halfling in a afternoon dress. Was that the word?
It was it was a very beautiful dress that looked like the night sky.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a beautiful evening dress.
Which would have been fine, except Taki was disguised as a male halfling.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Taki did not lose their jingle either during this disguise. So they were jingling male halfling with a very nice beard in an evening dress. The guard found it very interesting and was very confused and thought the halfling was off his rocker, but allowed him to go inside.
Yeah,
all the
halfling
same.
just had a little bit to drink before entering the bar. Just lost the bet. Just lost the bet, is all.
Yes.
And so,
Once inside the castle, we immediately ignored the entire banquet part of it and began investigating, splitting up into two groups.
Lynx and her mom went up, and Taki went down. Lynx and Mom were looking at doors until they found the study and library, and since books are not fun, Boo decided to just go back and follow Taki, where Taki found a secret entrance, which is much more fun than books.
This is needed to be said that because Boo at this point in time is only seen by Lix, Taki does not know that they're being watched or that.
Yeah, Boo was there just like following them, almost like a ghost.
Professional stalker.
Professional stalker, exactly. I'm so good that even if I stand in front of you, you won't be able to see me.
Yes.
Basically.
So, Lix's mom, who I honestly can't remember the name of.
They go by Drew, but that's not their
Drew.
name.
Drew, who was not Drew, went and found a door that ended up burning her hand when she touched it. So that wasn't fun.
No.
Thank God a certain character wasn't there. Smile. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lix
Uh,
at the same time, Lix found a open window in the library and a book by it.
and
And
since Lick is really not a fan of reading, she made Mom do it instead.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Except the book was hollowed out and it turned out to have an ice knife inside.
Yay, surprises.
Yeah. Using this knife, Drew was able to figure out the correct order in which to tap it on different parts of the door to break the seal on the study, and they were able to enter. At the same time as this, Taki was heading down the stairs of the mysterious passageway, and they can tell you what they found.
Give me a minute. We're trying to remember what we found.
Oh dear.
Maybe Boo can help.
Women. We found women.
I think before that you found other prisoners.
Yeah, you did.
Right.
That was before you found the secret passage, though.
I got some. I got cursed at when we put the torch in their direction because it was too bright or something. So
Yeah.
Taki was being Taki and adventuring.
And Boo's being Boo and going to fun.
But yes, they were able to find and calm the missing women and children that were in the basement of this prison, the secret base of this prison. They then were able to go back up the stairs and discover something else.
Back
Which-
in the study, I think the first thing Lex noticed was a painting that seemed askew.
Yeah, it was askew. Yeah.
So she took it off and found a safe.
Yes.
I think Mom opened that.
Yes, Mom looked at the closet very hesitantly because of her burn, and then went to look at the desk to see if there was any way to open the closet. But instead found the code for the safe. So the safe was the first thing that was opened.
Inside, it was packed to the brim and overflowing with gold and jewels, which Lex proceeded to swiftly chuck into the bag of holding.
Yes. In the safe, Drew noticed that there was something on the back wall. So she reached in and grabbed it, and it was instructions on how to best open the closet. Which they proceeded to do. And then both Lix and Drew were drawn into the closet by a mysterious calling to their soul. if Lix wants to take over and talk about what they were called by.
I will, if you give me 2 seconds.
That's fine. While you're taking your 2 seconds, we'll go back to Taki and what Taki was doing.
I don't remember.
Getting keys.
You were getting
Oh, right. How was I gonna them? Oh yeah. Since Taki's very tiny, he kind of had to push chairs and stuff around, and then having to climb up, and yeah, and trying not to jingle.
But unfortunately, that didn't go as planned, as the keys fell to the ground.
yes.
Yeah.
And Taki was
yeah.
yeah. He did successfully get the keys though, even though
Even though both the keys and the Taki were very jangly.
Yes. After that, Taki proceeded to fall off the stairs.
very loudly,
Yes.
jingling all the
Fortunately, the banquet had music at full volume, so
Taki,
Yeah.
Taki was not heard by some miracle.
Yeah.
While Taki was freeing all of the prisoners in the basement, and I think in the prison as well, the others were still in the closet study, where
Yes. The room behind the closet was divided into 4 sections, I think.
yes,
Mom was drawn over to the freezer, while while Lix was drawn over to a very sunny corner.
mm-hmm.
Lix approached the egg in the corner of the room, and the player was half asleep at this point, so doesn't remember accurately what happened. I remember reaching the egg and calling out that I was the Easter Bunny.
Yes, you did. When you picked up your dragon egg, you called out that you were Easter Bunny. The whole way over to your corner, the egg was also talking to you and saying, "Hello, friend. I've been waiting." As was the same was happening with Drew as well. Only they picked up a frost dragon egg.
on the walk-in freezer.
Yes.
So, Mom now has a frost dragon egg, while Lix has a solar egg.
Yes.
Lix also decided that since there were 2 other eggs, it would be best to take one each, considering there were 2 other members of the party,
Yes.
and told the dark egg that they were going to take them to a friend, and was not driven insane or eaten alive by the egg. Mom was almost driven insane and hurt by the weird purple egg.
Yes.
Mine. Sorry. No, it isn't mine. Smile.
No, it's not. You can share mine.
The reason I said mine is because on the other campaign, my character also had a purple egg as their dragon. So yeah.
So I took a rope, which I had with me for some reason, and proceeded to tie the eggs under my dress, which I was now very glad I had worn and not annoyed as I was originally.
Yes. With the all of the prisoners freed, the team was able to make their escape, where they're heading back towards the deer to turn in all of the intel they found. And that is where it ended. Or
Yes.
rather, unended.
Mhm.
I suppose we should say what the campaign name is.
We have a name?
Oh, we have a name now.
Yeah.
That's surprising. That's surprising to me. What is it?
We're gonna go with May's suggestion and votes, which is Drakonis.
Mhm.
Okay. I got it.
We are the Draconis campaign.
Boo still
And-
thinks Boomtastic was a very fine idea.
I'm sure Boo does. All right.
Wasn't your original idea boo-bastic?
No, I always wanted it to be Boom, but I didn't type the M for some reason.
I for one liked Boobastic.
I think it was either Bootastic or Boomtastic.
Okay.
Why did I type a B? Hello?
That's what we all wondered.
Yeah, right.
It must have been brain short circuiting and typing a B instead of an M. Because otherwise, haha. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all of session 1 recapped, and we introduced you to some of the characters that were there, as well as some of them that will be introduced.
Later.
Yeah.
So now we work on Boo.
Yeah, we do. Now we work on Boo.
Okie dokie.
Is Boo still going to be a tiny cat reminiscent of Puss in Boots?
Yes.
So is Boo a tabaxi then?
Yes.
Tabaxi, but like half the size.
Okay.
Dwarfism. Anyway.
Do you know what Boo will look like?
Yeah, do you?
Black cat.
Black cat named
Black
Boo?
cat? A
Okay.
black cat to go with the white rabbit.
Very nice.
Tell me, do your eyes happen to be green?
I actually did imagine them green.
I only said that because mine are blue, and that's kind of the opposite.
So these two characters are the opposite of each other. Very nice. Boo does seem a little more sarcastic, so not that
What
that's
do
really.
you mean? I'm always serious.
Boo's just very fun-loving and not moral at all.
Exactly. I'm just a fun. I'm just the embodiment of fun. Hee
Worrying, considering our only moral compass appears to be a ginger root.
Why are all the tiny characters the ones that have the moral compass?
No idea. It just ended
I
up
mean,
that way.
we're both kind of small, and yet neither of us have one.
But Taki is also very tiny.
Taki is Taki.
Taki, sorry. What did I say?
I don't know. Oh,
What happened?
I have no clue. That was a
computer
strange noise.
technical difficulties with the computer. I connected to the internet.
Oh, okay.
So how are we going to work Boo in as an actual player? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's for the DM to figure out because I have no idea.
Well, you need to give the DM directions. What do you want to do, Boo?
I know I had for how Boo starts being heard by everybody, but
What?
I know I had an idea for how Boo starts to be seen and heard by everybody, but that's not.
I liked the things that me and Ray May were doing, like minor illusion for me to be able to be seen or heard. Because I do like how Boo currently is, where I can just float around, go wherever the fuck I want, and stalk everybody. um, and I do think that being able to only be heard or seen by one person is a good downside to be able to have. I don't know. I liked playing Boo as just the floaty fun.
Okay, so do you want to make a different player character then,
No.
and then still keep? No. Okay. So it sounds like we need to find a way to merge the spirit race with what Boo is.
Oh no. No, that's definitely different. Spirit I
No,
Spirit
not yours, not Totu's
Oh,
spirit.
oh,
Boo's
oh,
spirit.
oh.
Like you're a spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't I why didn't I think about that? It's
So we kind of need to find a way to have a tabaxi spirit and have that work, if that makes sense.
I think the first thing to do is who and what would Boo be able to interact with?
From the get-go, it just licks. It's until Boo reaches a certain spot, they're not really going to be able to interact with the others as well.
We're finding it funny that as Boo will gradually become not just a embodied voice, that slowly the other players gradually start to hear him too, so then maybe they think, oh no, it's contagious.
This entire party is gradually going insane.
No,
When really they're not.
silly little Boo.
Oh, a side note, I think we forgot to mention the entire time Boo was in the campaign, because they were playing an imaginary friend, quote quote.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone but me had them muted, which is why everyone thought I was insane.
The DM also had to hear me, and because of that, I may have inconvenienced them a little too much.
I did have to lower your volume.
Yeah,
But-
because I kept making comments on the things that you said.
Yeah.
But that's just Boo.
So obviously, as I feel like Boo starts to get like more attached to the other people, as well as seem to want to help them more than just like they're probably going to start to hear you.
Hmm.
I do not feel like they'll see you until like a certain thing that I have in mind is going to happen.
Or with minor illusion with links.
Unfortunately, that spell only lasts for a minute at a time.
Oh, that makes it more fun. I can pretend that I can disappear.
Do you not have cons in Portugal? Sorry. Wait,
I
no,
have
I
like
mean
I have like 2
okay.
the entire year.
Those who are listening, I'm pretty sure they mean Comic Cons.
Yeah, we meant Comic Cons.
Oh,
as we're
Comic Cons. I don't know.
yeah, as we're chatting about the session and having Boo, the DM from the other campaign, Okami, is messaging. So we're having to multitask.
So since Boo wouldn't be able to interact outside of me and potentially the others, how does that work with, you know,
Boo,
half the entire point of D&D?
Boo can react in Boo can interact with objects. They can't interact with people.
Yes.
You're a poltergeist.
I'm
Yes.
a fun guys. Is that a word?
Oh.
It is now.
So until a certain point, Boo is going to have to interact with objects to get people's attention rather than just talking.
I can cause more fun.
After that certain point, Boo that I have in mind, I'm trying to keep it under wraps because I want to surprise you guys with it.
Please.
Please. It's more fun that way.
Yeah. Boo will be able to actually just be a person. Yeah.
I'm a cat, thank you very much.
Person, cat, tabaxi.
Meower.
There you go.
Dwarf cat.
dwarf cat. But yeah, that's the idea I had in mind. At a certain stage, you'll go from being like a poltergeist to, oh wow, I can interact. People can see me and hear me again.
Again.
Again, I'm sure you used to be heard.
No,
No,
No.
I'm an imaginary friend.
Okay, well,
you're not an imaginary friend. You're a person that only I can see.
Exactly.
you're a yeah.
I
You're
like
a
to think that while Lix was traveling around, she encountered something in the Feywilds that just kind of attached, and that something was Boo.
Yeah,
you
I can definitely see that. Yeah.
can
So that
let go of me.
Yeah, so that kind of gives a good reason for why your character is not an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
But still have the imaginary friend properties of the old you can hear me.
Yeah, until a certain point, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
After that point, Boo is going to be working on being silent and invisible again.
It's gonna be like, I don't like being seen by everybody.
I can sneak around this much. How dare you see me?
I feel like people have to like constantly be reminded that others can see them now. Like Boo is the cat that stares you down and knocks things off. Or pretends that you can't see them, but they really can be seen.
And the best part is, I'll have no part in that responsibility.
Yep.
He will not.
Because you can see me all the time, so I know you can see me. But then the others are just like, man, you can't. Yeah. But then you can.
I need Boo to knock Taki over.
Oh, oh.
Jingle
Taki.
jangle.
All the
Just
jingle
use
everywhere.
Taki as a cat toy.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
Poor Taki.
Oh,
I think everyone can tell at this point that we're all excited for the new campaign.
yes.
Mhm.
I am glad that they're all excited. It is it was my first not recorded. I mean, it's going to be my first recorded campaign as a DM.
It was your first voiced campaign.
It was my
As a
first
DM.
as a DM. Because up until the one shot, I tend to just run text campaigns. But they all really enjoyed it, and then they were like, we should do it as a campaign, not just a one shot. So they convinced me pretty quick, and I was like, okay.
Yay.
I guess
I get to be Boo full time. Fuck yeah.
One thing I think I should probably bring up is that the final player that we haven't mentioned, I literally made their character in the space of 10 seconds so that maybe we give them the opportunity to find something that fits them better.
yes. They might find something that fits. We are also going to have someone who wasn't present for the one shot joining us as well. So they will also make a character.
Oh, this is sound.
Oh, and everybody's level 1 or 2 at the moment.
Taki's level 1.
I
Wait,
think
no,
Taki's-
Taki's level 2.
I think
Taki's level
everyone
2.
except Taki. I think everyone except Taki is level 1.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know
Taki
why
might
I
have
don't-
to get.
But Taki's so small.
I think everything else can be found out during the course of the campaign.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. I think we're done for our recap and stuff. So
Mhm.
I'll go ahead and cut it off.
Wait, does that mean that I have to roll stats for Boo?
Yeah, you the roll stats.
Ah!
And on
All
that
right.
note, we shall leave you.
No!
We'll see you again.
Bye
Have a good night.
bye.